What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Featherweight champion Ilia has hinted that he could be headlining the very first UFC event on Paramount this coming January. During a recent press conference in Georgia, Ilia revealed that there's a strong possibility he'll be part of the historic inaugural card, marking the UFC's exciting new partnership with Paramount. The Georgian star sounded confident and motivated as he talked about what's next for his career, and hinted that big plans are already in motion. Behind the scenes, Ilia also mentioned that Pimblett is one of the possible opponents being considered for the event. Fans have been buzzing about this potential matchup, as it would pit two of the sport's most charismatic fighters against each other on one of the biggest stages yet.
Ilia has been eager to continue proving himself as one of the best in the world.
And a fight like this would no doubt attract massive attention. While nothing has been officially confirmed, Ilia's comments have fueled excitement across the MMA world. If this matchup does happen, it could be one of the most anticipated headliners to kick off the UFC's new chapter on Paramount in spectacular fashion. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Pimblett has fired shots at Ilia, stirring up even more anticipation around their potential matchup. The always outspoken Liverpool star took to Instagram, posting a photo with a bold caption that instantly grabbed attention. In the post, Paddy hinted that he's already signed the contract for the fight, while Ilia has yet to do so. His caption read, "Paddy, why hasn't Ilia signed the contract yet?" A direct jab meant to put pressure on the featherweight champion and get fans talking. Paddy's post quickly went viral, with MMA fans flooding the comments, speculating whether the fight has already been finalized behind the scenes. Known for his confidence and mind games, Paddy seems to be trying to get under Ilia's skin before anything is even made official. The two have exchanged words in the past, but this time, the tension feels more personal and closer than ever to becoming a real showdown. Ilia, on the other hand, has yet to respond publicly, choosing to stay focused on his next move. Still, with Paddy's latest post making waves, the rivalry between these two continues to grow, setting the stage for an explosive clash if the fight gets confirmed. Moving on to another news, Duke Roufus has shared his prediction for the upcoming UFC 321 main event between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane. In a recent interview, Duplessis said he's leaning towards Aspinall to get the win, explaining that the British heavyweight looks sharp, focused, and hungry heading into the fight. He mentioned that Aspinall's recent training footage has been impressive, showing that he's in phenomenal shape and ready for another huge moment in his career. Duplessis said, "I'm going with Aspinall on this one. I think he's hungry. I think he's ready. He looks phenomenal in the training footage that I saw." He went on to praise both fighters, adding that Ciryl Gane remains one of the most athletic and naturally gifted heavyweights on the roster. Obviously, Gane is a specimen. Just the way he's built is incredible. He's massive, and when he moves, it's like watching a middleweight in a heavyweight's body, Duplessis added. Still, Duplessis believes that Aspinall's drive, power, and well-rounded skill set could be the deciding factors when they meet inside the octagon. He concluded by saying that at heavyweight, anything can happen, but right now, his confidence is with Aspinall to get it done at UFC 321. Moving on to another news, Makhachev has reacted to some unexpected words of praise from Dan Hooker. The two faced off back in October 2021 at the Etihad Arena, where Islam earned a dominant first-round submission victory over the New Zealander. That performance solidified Islam as one of the most dangerous fighters in the lightweight division. And since then, both men have gone their separate ways in their respective careers. Now, years later, Dan Hooker has spoken about Islam during an interview with Sky Sports New Zealand, offering a surprising show of respect ahead of UFC 322. Hooker said, "It's a huge ask for Islam. Credit to him for stepping up to the plate and moving up to welterweight. He's definitely earned my respect for being able to take on that kind of challenge and fight JDM. It's something that even the greatest lightweight of all time, Khabib, never managed to do, chase that accomplishment of becoming a two-division champion. So credit to him, but it's definitely a massive challenge." Hooker's honest words caught the attention of many fans, especially considering the heated rivalry between the two back in 2021. However, Islam responded with humor and confidence, posting on social media, "Need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me." The witty response perfectly reflected Islam's calm and composed attitude as he continues to prepare for one of the biggest fights of his career. With his move up to welterweight and a massive showdown against JDM on the horizon, Islam remains focused on making history, while even his former rivals start to recognize the greatness of his journey. Moving on to another news, Cormier has called for major changes to the MMA scoring system following Merab's recent win at UFC 320. The bantamweight contender earned a dominant unanimous decision victory, with reports claiming he landed an incredible 20 takedowns throughout the fight. However, Cormier wasn't convinced by those numbers and voiced his concerns during a recent episode of Good Guy, Bad Guy. According to Cormier, the way takedowns are currently scored in MMA doesn't accurately reflect what happens inside the octagon. He argued that Merab didn't actually complete 20 clean takedowns, but more likely secured around 5 or 6, while the rest were simply mat returns. Cormier explained that the sport sports statistics often blur the line between a genuine takedown and a reset position. He said, "The MMA takedown is a problem. The way they score takedowns is the problem. A takedown should be when you take a guy to the mat and establish control. It shouldn't count when the opponent immediately gets back up and you just pick him up and put him down again. That's not a new takedown. He never lost control in the first place." Cormier went on to describe how he had actually met with officials responsible for tracking takedowns, but even after their explanation, he remained unconvinced. "They called me in, sat me with the people who do the takedowns, and I still walked out of there thinking, that's not a takedown. You're not going to convince me otherwise," he said, suggested that experienced fighters should have a greater role in defining what truly counts as a takedown to prevent misleading statistics in future fights. "They should get us in the room and let us tell them what a takedown really is. Then those numbers won't look so inflated," Cormier added. In closing, he emphasized that Merab's performance was impressive regardless, but the statistics need to be more accurate. "Merab didn't get 20 takedowns. He probably got 5 or 6, and the rest were just mat returns," he stated firmly. Cormier's comments have reignited the discussion about how MMA scoring could be modernized to reflect effective grappling and real control rather than just raw numbers. Moving on to another news, Ronda Rousey is once again making headlines as talks about her potential UFC return continue to gain steam. Ever since the build-up for UFC 300, fans have been buzzing about the possibility of seeing the former bantamweight queen step back into the octagon. While Rousey had previously stated that due to neurological issues, she couldn't fight again even if she wanted to, it seems that sentiment might be changing. After giving birth and slowly getting back into training to rebuild her strength and conditioning, the comeback rumors have reached an all-time high. During her recent appearance on The Breakfast Club, Rousey opened up about her current training routine and left the door open for a potential return. She revealed that she actually has a cage set up in her own garage, saying, "Yeah, I have a cage in my garage. I started training in MMA again." Rousey explained that a close friend of hers, who also happens to be one of her old coaches, had approached her asking for help in earning his black belt in judo. He was like, "Can you help me get my black belt?" And I said, "All right." So I laid down a few mats in my garage and we started working. As they trained together, Rousey said she began to enjoy it again. What started as casual training soon reignited her passion for martial arts. He also does wrestling and jiu-jitsu, she said. So one day we just decided to roll around a little bit, and that's when I started feeling it again. Her strength and conditioning coach also began visiting more frequently, helping her stay sharp both physically and mentally. Rousey said she's been amused by how quickly people jump to conclusions about her training. "It's really funny," she laughed. "I'm training and everyone's like, 'What are you training for? What's going on?' And I'm like, 'For my own joy. Is that bad?'" She added that people see her getting back into shape and automatically assume a UFC comeback is in the works. "They say, 'You look so good,' and I'm like, 'Of course I do, because I'm the greatest ever. This is what happens when I train," she said confidently. "I don't need to have some master plan for world domination to hit the gym." Still, Rousey hinted that the competitive spark inside her never truly went away. Referencing Mike Tyson's successful boxing comeback, she said, "Look at Mike Tyson coming back and having the biggest fight of last year. It just shows that no one's ever really done." While fans are clearly excited about the idea of a Rousey return, there's still the question of whether she could even be licensed to fight again, considering her past comments about neurological problems. But for now, she seems content, training on her own terms, rediscovering her love for the sport that made her a global icon. Whether she's preparing for something big or simply chasing that competitive feeling again, Ronda Rousey's words have certainly reignited hope among fans that the rowdy era might not be completely over just yet. Moving on to another news, a truly heartbreaking story. Former kickboxer and legendary MMA coach Duke Roufus has sadly passed away at the age of 55. According to reports from his longtime friend and business partner, Scott Joff, Duke died peacefully in his sleep on Thursday. The news has shaken the entire martial arts community, especially those who trained under him or were inspired by his work. Duke Roufus was best known as the founder and head coach of Roufus Sport in Milwaukee, one of the most respected MMA academies in the world. Over the years, he played a major role in shaping the careers of multiple world champions, including Anthony Pettis, Sergio Pettis, Tyron Woodley, and Ben Askren. His coaching philosophy combined technical precision with mental toughness, creating some of the most well-rounded fighters in modern MMA. Scott Joff shared a heartfelt message on Facebook, expressing deep sorrow over the loss of his friend. He wrote, "Today, the Roufus Sport family and the martial arts world are stunned by the heartbreaking news that Duke Roufus, world-renowned top MMA coach and founder of Roufus Sport MMA Academy, passed away peacefully in his sleep. Duke was more than a celebrated trainer and champion kickboxer. He was a mentor, innovator, father, and friend whose influence transformed the landscape of mixed martial arts. Throughout his career, Duke's name became synonymous with excellence and dedication. He wasn't just a coach. He was a visionary who saw potential in fighters long before others did. His ability to motivate, inspire, and bring out the best in his students earned him immense respect from athletes and fans worldwide. Many of his students, including including Anthony Pettis and Ben Askren, have already shared emotional tributes on social media, expressing how much Duke meant to them both personally and professionally. His legacy will live on through the countless fighters he trained, the champions he built, and the community he created. The entire MMA world mourns the loss of a true pioneer, a teacher, and a friend. Duke Roufus will forever be remembered as one of the greatest minds in combat sports history. Moving on to another news, the MMA community is mourning the heartbreaking loss of legendary coach Duke Roufus. Tributes have been pouring in from fighters, fans, and colleagues around the world as the sport says goodbye to one of its most respected and influential figures. Duke's passing has left an enormous void in the lives of those who trained under him and admired his incredible contribution to mixed martial arts. Anthony Pettis shared an emotional message, writing, "When my dad was killed, you took me in and became my father. Together, we did the impossible and made it to the top. I will always make you proud. You've taught me so much. I will make sure your legacy continues on." Anthony's heartfelt words reflect the deep bond and trust that he shared with Duke, one that went far beyond just coach and fighter. Sergio Pettis also posted a touching tribute, saying, "I can't believe I'm making this post. Just 2 weeks ago, we traveled to Dubai and had one of our best performances together. You have been my coach since I was 13 years old and have been in my corner for every single fight since I was 14. You've taught me so much in life and in the fight game. This one hurts for sure. I love you, Duke. Thanks for helping me believe in myself and for everything you have done for the Pettis family. You will never be forgotten." UFC President Dana White shared a photo of Duke and wrote simply, "R.I.P. Duke Roufus." Uriah Faber added, "Duke was the best. R.I.P. Coach." Tyron Woodley wrote, "Love him and love you." Carla Esparza said, "R.I.P. to such an amazing coach. Even though our time was short, I'm so happy I had the opportunity to work with him on Tough." Alja Sterling also paid his respects, writing, "R.I.P. to an OG, to a legend." Clay Guida shared his message, "God bless, legend." Every message highlights the profound respect and affection that Duke earned throughout his career. Duke Roufus wasn't just a coach, he was a mentor, a leader, and a guiding light for countless fighters. His impact on the sport will continue to be felt for generations. Moving on to another news, Ilia once again made headlines with his fiery comments during a recent press conference. This time, the featherweight champion took aim at Islam Makhachev, mocking him in front of reporters and fans. Ilia didn't hold back, saying that if Islam loses his next fight against JDM, he should go back to Dagestan to his farm and keep herding sheep. The bold statement instantly went viral, sparking a wave of reactions across social media. Ilia's sharp words have only added more fuel to the growing tension between him and the lightweight champion. Known for his confidence and brutal honesty, Ilia made it clear that he's not afraid to speak his mind or challenge anyone, no matter their reputation. He went on to say that if Islam wins his next fight, he's willing to move up a weight class to face him, showing that he's ready to chase greatness and take on any challenge that comes his way. Fans quickly reacted to Ilia's comments, debating whether this could be the start of a future super fight. Whether it's mind games or genuine intent, Ilia's words have once again kept the spotlight firmly on him and his next big move inside the octagon. Moving on to another news, Rampage Jackson has once again found himself in the middle of another altercation, this time during a live stream after believing someone mentioned his son, Raja. The situation quickly got tense when Rampage thought the man was trying to provoke him by bringing up his son. You can hear the frustration in his tone as he repeatedly questioned the man, asking why he would bring that up. The man looked uncomfortable, and a woman nearby tried to calm things down, apologizing and explaining that it was all a misunderstanding. Rampage, still visibly upset, said, "He knows better, man. He knows what he's doing. He wouldn't ask me that right now if he didn't." The conversation got awkward, but eventually the man apologized, saying he didn't know what Rampage was talking about. Rampage accepted it, saying it's just a touchy subject, especially when it involves his son. Later that day, Rampage went live again and explained his side of the situation. He said the woman from that video had contacted him, asking for the clip to be taken down, and she might even try to sue him. Rampage said, "She wants that clip removed, but I'm not doing that. She can try to sue me if she wants. We were in a public place." He added that he hasn't even seen the clips yet, but he knows they're probably making him look like the bad guy. He explained it was personal and emotional because it involved his child. When it's your kid, man, it's different. It's not like a cousin or a friend. When they come from you, it's an extension of you, Rampage said. He admitted that maybe he shouldn't have reacted the way he did, but emotions got the best of him. "I should have just walked away," he said. "But when someone brings up your kid, it hits different. I can take jokes about me, but when it's about my family, it's another level." Rampage went on to explain that the guy asking questions had a smirk on his face and was acting like he didn't know what was going on, even though he clearly did. He tried to play it off like, "Oh, I'm a big fan, but come on, man, you know what you're saying." Despite the tension, Rampage did acknowledge that he might have overreacted. He said he didn't say anything bad to the woman and that she seemed fine during the interaction. But later, she apparently changed her tone and asked him to take down the video, claiming she was uncomfortable. Rampage wasn't buying it. "We were filming in a public area. She can't sue me for that," he said. "I didn't disrespect her. I was just defending myself and my family." He wrapped up by admitting the situation could have been handled better. "At the end of the day, I was wrong for not walking away," Rampage said. "But when it comes to your kid, you're going to feel protective no matter what. People can be insensitive about that, and I'm just tired of it." The entire situation shows how easily things can spiral out of control, especially when personal matters get brought into public spaces.